to this motorcycle. But let me tell you something else. This, unlike the Tuonos of the past, which had the headlight assembly connected to the bikini fairing, this one gets a very separate headlight assembly. See, it's not connected to the fairing. There's no, it's very exposed over here. And unlike the RS457, the entire assembly over here is also very much exposed. Now, let me tell you what is same on this bike as of the RS457. The same for 457cc Pilot Twin engine that produces 47.6 horsepower, 43.5 Newton meters of peak torque, 6-speed gearbox, slipper clutch, optional quick shifter. All of those specs are pretty much the same. Even the seat height, the tire sizes, which is 150cc, a 150 section at the rear and 110 section at the front, that's also pretty much the same. The suspension also 41 mm USD4, 120 mm of travel, and this is a adjustable, preload adjustable monoshock at the rear as well. All of that is pretty much the same. But the major change here is the handlebar, because this is now more raised and more wider and flatter. So which means when you sit on this seat, which is 800 mm by the way, and on these foot pegs, which would have pretty much looked something like this, you would have been way more committed, lot of strain on your back and riding position. On city usage, it would have been more difficult. But now, on a daily use, or even on a track, I think this might be perfect, because you can do whatever you want, and without the strain of being on a more committed riding position. This is way more neutral and relaxed. Now, coming to what else has been changed, Aprilia has also changed the final drive of this motorcycle. Now there is it's one tooth larger, which means the acceleration is now higher. We are yet to test it out, but this also means that the top speed of the 210 could be slightly lesser than the RS457, which is okay. I mean, this is a naked motorcycle after all. It was bound to happen. This is the Piranha red color. I will talk about the pricing at the end, because this motorcycle is priced at rupees 3.95 lakhs, which is 1 lakh more than the 390 Duke, which is 2.95 lakh. Now, the on-road price of the 390 Duke comes to around 3.6 lakhs. So you can take a guess at how much this would be on-road. And at the same time, you also have the MT-03, the R3, all those motorcycles are there, which means this has entered the premium segment. So for all the features that it makes, and if you are competing, let's say if you're comparing it with the 390 Duke, which makes 46 horsepower, this one makes 47.6 horsepower, and this is a parallel twin engine. There is a big difference. So you weigh your pros and cons. The overall look of the motorcycle, I am very happy to say that in flesh it looks really good. Now if you come to the front, a lot of people had mixed opinions on how this looks. A lot of people said, it looks like the Raider 125, and I have got to say, personally saying, that it looks fantastic. The headlight shape, the fender, the tank shape, which I've got to say, it looks very muscular. I think it might even be a little bit more bigger than before. Speaking of the fuel tank, this fuel tank is a 12.7 liter fuel tank, whereas RS457 is a 13 liter fuel tank. That's a small difference right there, but it should not be much of a problem. Other than that, pretty much everything looks the same. This panel here houses the instrument cluster, which the 5-inch TFT display as the RS457, it still gets 3 levels of traction control, 3 riding modes, sport, eco and rain. There's a list of accessories which Aprilia is gonna give out soon. Now for the best part, how this motorcycle sounds. And I've got to say, I've always loved how the RS457 sounds, and this is the same engine, so here you go. That sounds really beautiful, and I can't wait to ride this motorcycle tomorrow here in Bangalore. The first ride review of this motorcycle will be out on our YouTube channel on the 21st of February. So stay tuned, click that bell icon, and don't forget to comment below what you think of this motorcycle. I'm Alshin Thomas, over and out.